first things first. We have to graph both equations, right? So how do you graph this one up here? Top one. What do we need in order to graph it?
We need to find out what y is.
What do you mean by that?
Find out the graph.
Kinda. We need to find solutions. Do you know what I mean when I say find solutions?
Yeah, the thing that we're doing like with like 0.
Yeah. We need to find numbers for x and y that make each equation true. Like for the first one, I need a number for x and a number for y to make this whole equation true. Right? So easy ones to figure out, like for the first equation, I'll call it equation A, is like when x is 0. So we do like 3 times 0 minus y equals -1. And we solve that equation for y. What's 3 times 0? What's that? Yeah, so that cancels out. We're left with just -y equals -1. How do you solve that? Do you know? Mm-hmm. Not sure? So this is like there's a -1 in front of the y. So what's the opposite of multiplying by -1? Yeah, so we divide both sides of the equation by -1, and we're left with y equals what? Negative divided by negative is what? Positive 1. Alright, so x was 0, y was positive 1. That's one solution. And how many solutions do we need for each? At least 2. Yeah, 3 is the best, but we'll just do 2. Alright, so that's one solution. Let's get another one. We did when x was 0. Let's do when y is 0. 3x minus 0.
Yeah. So we did what?
We made x 0, right? Now we're going to do one where y is 0, and we figure out what x is. Well, it's 3 times something equals -1. That wouldn't give you -1, though. It wouldn't be 1. How do we solve that? Opposite operations, but what's the opposite? X times 3. Divide by what? Yep, divide by 3. See, the reason you can't figure it out in your head is because it's not a whole number. X equals -1/3. That makes sense? Okay, so I'm going to sketch a graph using those 2 points. So 0, 1, do you know where that point is? Like the first point, where would it be? Up, left, down, right, up, left. Perfect. Do you know where this point is? So 1/3 is negative, so it's to the left or to the right? All right, and 1/3 is between 0 and 1, between 1 and 2. Where is it?
Between 0 and 1.
Yeah, it's closer to the 0. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool. So those are the 2 points. I'm going to sketch a line now that goes through those 2. That line wasn't very good. I'm going to draw a better one. There we go. It's a better line that goes through both points. Make sense? Cool. So that's the one line. We graph the top. Now we have to graph the other line, right, by finding solutions to the other equation. Right, it's 2x plus y equals -4. We'll call this equation B. All right, so 2x plus y equals -4. How are you going to find solutions? Yeah, using which numbers? 0, yeah. So let's do when x is 0. So 2 times 0 is that? 0. All right. So it's just y equals what? You're done. So x is 0, y is -4. No extra work. What about the second equation? I mean the second solution. What do we need? We did that when x is 0. What's another easy one? So
x is -4.
It's actually not going to be opposite. Let's just do y is what?
Yeah.
Y is 0 and figure out what it is. Now, if you try to skip the figuring it out step, chances are you're going to make mistakes. So that's gone. It's just 2x equals negative 4. How do we solve that?
Divide by
What's x being multiplied by?
negative 8 times.
What's x being multiplied by? You have an equation, 2x equals negative 4. Right? What's x being multiplied by right now? No, right now this equation is 2 times x equals negative 4. So 2x.
Alright.
So what is x being multiplied by right now?
2.
2. So how do we undo that? By what?
Negative 8.
Negative. Whoa, where did the 8 come from? We always do opposite operations, Javon. X times 2 equals negative 4. So what's the opposite of multiplying x by 2? Here, this says x times 2, right, equals negative 4. What's the opposite of multiplying x by 2? What's the opposite? Divided by 2. That's the opposite operation that undoes it. So what's, if x, these cancel out because they're opposites. And what's negative 4 divided by 2? Yep. So now we sketch a graph of those. Where's 0, negative 4 on the coordinate? What are you saying? Careful, it's 0, negative.
Oh, no.
It's going to be down 4, that's right. And where's the negative 2, 0? Left 2. Then we draw our second line. And then what are we looking for when we draw a line?
Where they intersect.
Yeah, where they intersect. And where do they intersect to? Well, what's negative 2?
Yeah, I think that's negative 2.
Yeah. Well, what's negative 2, though? The x or the y?
Y.
The y is negative 2. And what's the x? There is an x. What's the x value here for that coordinate? Not sure? Come on up. Remember, we always start at the origin, right? In order to get to this point here, which way do I have to go? Over how many? Negative or positive? Remember, over means x. So negative 1 on the x, and then down how much? Down 2. So negative 1 on the x, and then down 2. This is your common solution. Right, so it's the point where they both intersect each other. The red line are all the solutions to the first equation. The green line are all the solutions to the second equation. And the place where they both have the same solution is that x is negative 1, y is negative 2. See how that works? Cool.